I don't know how we're supposed to move forward when we can't even agree on the simplest foundations: loyalty, trust. What happens if something like this happens to us? How would we survive it? You'd find a way to excuse it, wouldn't you? Just like you're doing now. My name is Gabriel. The air feels heavier than it should today. It's just past noon, and I'm still nursing my first cup of coffee, the steam twisting upward like smoke from a dying fire. No matter how hard I try, I can't shake the knot twisting in my stomach. Cynthia's at work, and I have a long afternoon stretched ahead of me, but none of that matters anymore. Not after what I've just found out. We've been engaged for 6 months, together for 2 years. That should be enough time to really know someone, shouldn't it? To know their family as well. And until now, things between us have been good, better than good. We've had our share of small clashes, silly arguments in the middle of the night, stubborn disagreements that always ended with apologies. Nothing unusual. Nothing we couldn't overcome. We've been building a future together. Marriage, children, a home. Ordinary dreams, but real to us. I could see it clearly. Years from now, sitting at a family gathering, our children playing around us while Cynthia laughed the way she does when she's at ease. But now everything feels unsteady, as if the floor beneath me has started to crack. Cynthia's father has filed for divorce. Her mother, the woman I've always respected for her strength and unwavering presence, was caught cheating. Cheating. The word lands like ice water. My coffee cup is frozen in my grip, my fingers stiff around the porcelain. My first thought, this can't be true. It has to be some misunderstanding. Cynthia's parents have always seemed like the picture of stability. Solid. Unshakable. I never once suspected trouble behind their walls. The news didn't even come from Cynthia. It came from my sister, Alex. She's always the first to know everything. She thrives on it. So, when she called me this morning, I wasn't surprised she had something to share. What unsettled me was the way she said it. Her words stuck in my throat like bitter medicine I couldn't swallow. I wasn't ready. No one would be. The shock still hums in my ears, drowning out reason. The timing couldn't be worse. Cynthia and I were just talking about moving in together, about wedding plans. Divorce wasn't supposed to be part of the story, especially not hers. Now I'm staring at the wall, my thoughts ricocheting too fast to follow. None of them make sense. I try to dismiss it, tell myself I'm overthinking, that Cynthia would want me to let it go. But the truth won't settle. Something feels wrong. I keep replaying every interaction with her parents. Were there signs I missed? Did they mask the cracks too well? Or was I just not paying attention? The more I question it, the heavier it becomes. What does this mean for Cynthia, for us? She's always been close to her parents, especially her mother. How is she taking this? How is it shaping the way she sees everything, including me? I haven't spoken to her yet. I want to, but the words jam in my throat. How do I bring this up without making it sound like I'm accusing her of something? Without making it seem like I'm doubting us? I sit there, phone in hand, staring at the blank screen. I could text her, but I don't. I keep waiting for the right moment, some calmness to guide me, but it doesn't come. It's strange. I should be looking forward, building our future, but instead I feel like I'm frozen in place, waiting for something unseen to strike. The unease clings to me, curling at the edges of my mind like the steam rising from my coffee. What if this is only the beginning? What if these cracks spread into us? I rub my eyes, trying to chase away the fog of doubt. I know I need to talk to her, but how do you tell someone the truth when you're still trying to make sense of it yourself? This is Cynthia speaking now. The news of my parents' separation hit me like a blow to the chest. I can't make sense of it. My whole life, they've been the foundation of our family. My mother, the heart that kept us connected, and my father, the steady hand that never wavered. And now, just like that, it's unraveling. But I can't bring myself to be angry with her. Not my mother. I can't add to the judgment everyone else is throwing at her. She doesn't deserve the weight of their blame. I'm furious. At him, at my father. How could he let things fall apart like this? How could he push her into such isolation that she felt cornered? For years I've watched him drift further away, shutting her out piece by piece. He was present in body, but absent in heart, more wedded to his job than to her. If she faltered, it was because he made her feel invisible. Yes, she slipped. My mother's affair wasn't a carefully planned betrayal. It was a desperate stumble, the act of someone drowning in loneliness. She didn't wake up one day intent on breaking vows. She's human, and humans are flawed. But him, my father, he's the one tearing our world apart now, refusing to fight for the life they built, rushing to divorce papers instead of repair. That's the betrayal I can't forgive. I used to put their marriage on a pedestal. I thought they were unshakable, the kind of couple who could weather any storm. But I see it differently now. It wasn't perfection, it was survival. My mother was the glue, holding on with everything she had, while my father let her slip away. And now he dares to play the victim, as if his hands are clean. The longer I dwell on it, the more I want to scream. Affairs don't come out of thin air. People don't cheat in happy marriages. She was neglected, dismissed, left feeling as though she didn't exist. Who could live like that? How could he be so blind to the damage he caused? He's the one quitting. He's the one tearing our family in two because he refuses to see beyond his own pride. Forgiveness isn't simple, but it's possible. If he truly loved her, if he truly loved us, he would fight for this family. Instead, he's walking away, leaving behind everything we've built over a single mistake. That's what I can't stomach. My chest tightens when I think about what's coming: holidays, birthdays, family gatherings. Will they still feel like family? Or will they just be painful reminders of what we've lost? I never wanted to choose sides, but I can't help it. My mother needs me more than ever, and I won't abandon her. Not when everyone else already has. She isn't perfect, none of us are, but she's my mother. I love her, and I'll stand by her. Gabriel, though, he sits across from me in silence. When the news first broke, he only said a few words, brief judgments about how wrong it all was. Now he barely speaks. I can see it in his eyes. He doesn't agree with me. He doesn't understand. He can't. His family isn't like mine, and he'll never truly know what this feels like. Gabriel's voice again. I can't stop replaying what Cynthia said. Every sentence burns in my head. She defended her mother's affair with such conviction, as if infidelity was nothing more than a misstep, a passing accident. How can anyone dismiss betrayal so easily? How can she look at it and see forgiveness instead of destruction? For 2 days, I've barely been able to think straight, turning her words over and over, trying to understand her point of view. But it's like forcing a square into a circle. It doesn't fit. The more I try, the more the distance between us grows. She excused it. That's what unsettles me most. She excused something I believe is unforgivable. Loyalty and trust have always been my bedrock. Without them, what do you have? Cynthia doesn't seem to grasp that. She doesn't see how deep betrayal cuts. She minimizes it as if it isn't catastrophic. And that's the fracture I can't ignore. The woman I thought I would marry doesn't share my most basic values. I love her. God, I love her. But is love enough when the foundation is cracked? She isn't the person I thought she was. This whole ordeal feels like a slow-motion wreck I can't stop watching. The more I reflect, the more I realize maybe we've been drifting apart longer than I knew. I was blinded by the glow of our engagement, by the vision of a future I wanted so badly. Maybe I missed the fractures forming beneath the surface. Our life together looked steady, but maybe it was just a comfortable illusion. I've always clung to honesty, to integrity. How do I reconcile those with Cynthia's willingness to excuse what I see as unforgivable? I keep telling myself to be patient, to give her time, but each time she defends her mother, it feels like another brick in the wall between us. Part of me wants to explode, to shout at her, to tell her how much she's let me down. How could she condone this? How could she treat it as if it were just a mistake, instead of the fracture that shattered a family? When I picture our future, the image flickers and fades, replaced by dread. I've made mistakes before in love, but this feels different. Her words, her stance, they don't just clash with me, they cut into the core of who I am. I can't sweep it aside. It's not just her parents' problem anymore. It feels like a betrayal directed at me, at everything I believe. The distance between us widens every day. Each time she speaks of her mother's affair as if it's not that big of a deal, I feel another wedge driven between us. I can't look at her the same way, and it's tearing me apart. I'm angry, yes, but beneath that is hurt and confusion. Who is she, really? Have I been blind all along? Did I fall in love with the idea of her, instead of the truth of her? The thought of ending our engagement terrifies me. Walking away from everything we've built feels unbearable. But what's worse is staying blind, pretending this doesn't matter. I can't marry someone who doesn't understand the weight of loyalty, the gravity of trust. Not when those things are everything to me. I can't marry someone who believes it's acceptable to excuse something as destructive as an affair. As painful as it is to admit, I don't think we're meant to last. The fractures in our relationship are too deep now, and the love that once held us together isn't strong enough to mend them. The choice is clear. I have to end the engagement. It's the hardest decision I've ever made, but I can't live in constant doubt, questioning everything I thought we had. I can't spend my life convincing myself to settle for something already broken. A strange mix washes over me, relief and grief entwined. Relief because I'm finally taking action instead of drowning in indecision. Grief because I'm losing something that once felt real, steady, undeniable. I know this will hurt her, and I hate that. Hurting Cynthia is the last thing I wanted, but pretending we're right for each other when we're not would be a greater cruelty. I take a long breath, trying to steady myself. This is it. My mind is made up. Ending the engagement is the right thing to do, but knowing that doesn't make it any easier. When I finally speak the words, Cynthia looks at me, as if I've struck her. I'm ending the engagement, I say. My voice is calm, final. Her reaction is instant. She stares at me, chest tightening, eyes wide with disbelief. For a moment she doesn't move, as though waiting for me to laugh, to tell her it's some cruel joke. But there's no trace of hesitation in me. This isn't a test. It's real. I don't understand, she whispers, her voice breaking under the weight of tears. Why now, Gabriel? After everything? The silence between us grows heavy, pressing down until even the air feels thin. She looks at me like the ground beneath her has crumbled, like she never saw this coming. You can't mean this, she insists, forcing her voice to sound steadier than she feels. We've been through so much. You should be supporting me right now, not leaving me. I meet her gaze, steady but unflinching. Support you? For defending your mother's affair? I'm sorry, Cynthia, but I can't. This isn't just about her. It's about us, our values, our beliefs. And they don't align. Her expression twists in pain as she takes a step closer, desperation in her voice. Please, Gabriel, don't do this. We've built so much together. We can figure this out. I shake my head. No. This isn't only about her mistake. It's about what it revealed. We don't even agree on the most basic foundations: loyalty, trust. If something like this ever happened between us, you'd find a way to justify it, just like you're doing now. And I can't live with that. I can't spend my life with someone who doesn't share the same principles. Her face pales, her body trembling. My words hit harder than either of us expected. You think I'd ever justify something like that? She asks, voice raw with disbelief. You don't understand. I'm not excusing her. I'm just trying to make sense of it. Relationships are messy. People make mistakes. You're being too rigid. But her words don't change me. I remain still, distant, the decision carved into stone. I don't think we're right for each other, Cynthia. We're too different. The weight of that truth crushes her. Her chest tightens as if she can't breathe. But we love each other, she cries. We're engaged. We planned a future. This isn't how it's supposed to end. I look at her, sadness heavy in my eyes. I can't keep pretending. We can't build a future on broken ground. I reach for my coat, sliding it on with deliberate finality. The moment seals itself in her heart. It's over. Her world collapses in silence. She feels her heart splinter into pieces, so sharp they cut her from the inside out. She wants to scream, to beg me to stay, but the words won't leave her throat. Instead, she stands frozen, rooted to the floor as I walk out of the room.
Gone.
And she's left in the ruins of everything she thought was certain. This isn't only about her parents anymore. It's about the end of us, about the death of a love she believed would last forever. And she has no idea how to move forward from here.